gonna be friends. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Hey y'all, this is Tim Flood from Rural Land Watch, and I am really excited to be here with you and to bring you this great property in northeast Oklahoma. Want to show you where we're at here. Going to zoom out a little bit for context. My computer's running very slow, but no worries. Okay, so over here's Oklahoma. Here's the state line. Here's Oklahoma City. Here's Tulsa. So here's going to be Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. We're going to zoom in here to northeast Oklahoma. This county right here is called Adair County. So we're going to look right in here at the very north part of Adair County. This is such a great property. I'm so excited to bring this one to you. Okay, so in context, let's see here. This is the Tulsa metro region. And I want you to, probably when I zoom in, I'm going to lose that. But here's Tulsa. Here's Fayetteville in northwest Arkansas. So that's going to include Rogers, Springdale, I don't know the names of these other towns, Farmington, etc. But to Bentonville, which is where Walmart is. So this is the northwest Arkansas metro region. This is Siloam Springs, and I stayed there last night. So I'm going to show you for context. Between Tulsa and northwestern Arkansas is a highway called 412. And it's a turnpike there. It's a really good highway. So one of the things that I like about properties is when this one is really convenient to a metro region here in Tulsa and then also a metro region here in Fayetteville. But it's super easy to get to because of this turnpike, but yet it's also so remote that you will never hear or see another truck or car. It's nothing but quiet out there. So let's zoom in and take a look at this thing. All right, so we zoom in here and this starts to take shape. This is 412. Here's Siloam Springs, West Siloam Springs, which is in Oklahoma. This is a little community called Dripping Springs. Here's Flint Creek. So I stayed in Siloam Springs last night in a hotel, and it was about 10 minutes to the property from Siloam Springs. You see this in red? This is the rural property that we're talking about, 15 acres. So I want to zoom back out and make sure that this is clear. Here's Tulsa, here's northwest Arkansas, and then this property is right here where this little hand is right here. So from 412, easy access from Tulsa, also easy access from northwest Arkansas. So let's just do this with let's measure this thing just to see. All right, let's just pick a spot in Tulsa. What we're going to do right here where it says Tulsa, and then we're going to measure, and I'm going to go to the property. As the crow flies, 71 miles. All right, so you add in just a little bit of time, but you can see this Highway 412 is very nearly a straight line. So not that much further in this case. All right, and then let's just over here, let's just pick this intersection here. And again, as the crow flies, 30 miles. Now again, that's a straight line as the crow flies, and you can see this highway is not perfectly straight, but it's pretty straight. So real convenient to both Tulsa and northwest Arkansas. It's about 10 minutes from Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Here's the beauty of this property, though, and what I want to do, let me turn on some color here so we can see it real clear, and then I'm going to turn the shading off so you can see the property. All right. It's actually two properties. One is it's a little over 15, so one is an 8.3 and one is a 7. So it's actually 15.2 or 3 acres. But look right here. This is the Illinois River. And so this property is actually waterfront on the Illinois River. Now, the Illinois River, if you do not know, is a river. It originates over in, if we tracked it down, and followed it all the way to its origin. It originates in a little town called Hogeye, Arkansas. Now, I've never been to Hogeye, Arkansas, but what I can tell you about the Illinois River, it is the cleanest and clearest river in all of Oklahoma, and it winds its way down here, all the way down here. It just keeps going and going, and what happens is the Illinois River goes past a little town called Tahlequah here, where there's a university. I want to run faster than my computer does today. Here it is. And then the Illinois River creates Tenkiller Lake by way of a dam. They dammed up the Illinois River and they created Lake Tenkiller. Lake Tenkiller is known all throughout Oklahoma as one of the cleanest, clearest lakes in all of Oklahoma. Well, I don't want to go beyond that. I don't know. But it's a very nice lake because it's a very nice river with super clean, clear water. And so both of these parcels are waterfront parcels. Now, I want to show you a few things here. I'm going to turn off the shading. All right, but keep your eye on the red lines. All right, so there they are here. So you can see, here's the Illinois River. And if we go way down in here, this is pretty cool. That may not be a kayaker. 2, 3, 4 kayakers here. So I'm not saying no river traffic, but these are probably going to be more like the naturists and the people who are just want to canoe and kayak and paddle and have a... I don't think these are college kids partying, is what I'm trying to say. These are going to be more like your hardcore kayakers, your naturists, maybe photographers, those kind of things. But really, really spectacular. So what I want to do here is I want to back up a minute, and I'm going to show you from the highway. All right. So they call this 59. I guess it's 59. Well, the two things are overlaid on this Google. This is 412. It's called 59 here, but underneath I see the logo for 412. They're in the same place. So, Great Highway Drive from either Northwest Arkansas or Tulsa from the west. You're going to take this road right here, which is 667. And see, Google Earth calls this something else. I'm telling you, there's a sign that I took a photo of right here, 667, because I thought that was so funny that they didn't call it 666. Thank God. But regardless, take this road here, and it's asphalt to this portion here. And then you come down here. Here's a homestead, some kind of chicken farm here. All right. And then you kind of follow this road around. And this is all good county road. I'm just in a regular car, right? So I just have kind of a lowrider car. At this branch, you can either go off to the right or to the left, and you're going to stay to the left. And it comes down here. And it just keeps following this. Hang on. I've done something wrong. All right. This highway, asphalt dirt, past the house, past the chicken farm. All right, over here. All right, so I guess there's a branch here. I don't remember seeing this one. It was fairly obvious that you got to go this way. This was the fork in the road that you kind of have to be aware of. All right, so stay to the left at this fork, and you just come down here and follow this down, and you'll know you're on the right track. This man here has cleared out this timber, and it's a beautiful pasture. Whether he grazes it or mows hay, I'm not sure, but it's really, really a beautiful pasture he's created. And then you're going to get down here, and let's see how far in we can go. There is a locked gate right here. And that locked gate is going to be great because it's going to keep most of the I hope it would keep everyone out. But anyway, there's a lock gate here, and that should keep the people out that you don't want in. So when you're gone during the weekday, and if you want to come out here on the weekends and camp, you can lock this gate behind you. And this little road here is, I don't want to say rougher, it's actually a pretty good road, but I would not take my lowrider car up it. You would definitely need a little higher clearance truck. Two-wheel drive would be fine in the drier months, but if it was wet, you'd probably want a four-wheel drive. The county maintenance ends here on this road at the gate. There's a small ridge here, and then a small ridge here, and then it drops down into the valley. The thing that this doesn't show, because of the heavy trees, your neighbor over here has cleared this out and has made, there's a little cabin right here. And the little cabin is just charming. There's no power to it, but a little wood stove. Looks like it's comfy in the winter. And if you were here in the summer, you would just use it for, just a place for the kids to sleep. And you kind of a slightly more upscale version of camping. It's not glamping. It's a little cabin, and he's got his area cleared out. And right here is a little, I don't know if I'd call it a rapids exactly, but a little riffle or a little run in the river right here. And there's a little low area. And as I did my walk today, I just demonstrated, if it were me, I would ask this man, work with him, and see if you could use this for your access point if you wanted to, because this is really convenient and low. This riverbank is actually, on your property, is actually pretty tall. I'm going to say probably, I don't know, 10 to 15 feet. And as I observed, as I was walking, I did not see any indication of any flood debris on this side of the river. I looked for it. Now, that's not a legal statement. I'm not guaranteed the property will never flood. But what I observed was that this side over here, the west side of the riverbank, was actually quite a bit lower, and I could see all kinds of trees and debris back in here. So to me, it looks like when the river does flood, it's going to flood over on this west side much sooner and before it floods over here on the east side. There is a little drainage, I don't want to call it a creek, but a little drainage that kind of snakes its way down through here on the property and spills out here. It's hard to see exactly where it is. You can sort of see a little pattern right in here, but it's a little bit harder to see as it gets, maybe it's right here. I found a spot that presumably was right in this area that was higher, and this is where I would put my cabin or my campsite or whatever I wanted to do here. So I would do it right in this area. You'd be just feet from the river, and you'd really have really a beautiful thing. This road here, I walked. I'm not sure how far. It looks like it dead ends here. And this man here, he's got all this cleared out for hay pasture, and I didn't go down that far because there's a locked gate. There's a locked gate right around here, and I'm real adamant about not crossing locked gates and not crossing property lines. So anything that looks like any kind of gate or fence line or anything like that, I don't ever cross it. But there is easement to the property that's written into the deed. And now power. You're going to ask me about electric power. This farm here has power, and this right here running more or less east to west is a major overhead transmission line. But I saw power as far as this house. And that looks like it might be a power pole beyond that house. But to be honest, I did not see any kind of power line down here to this home. If we were to zoom in here and look at this person's house or weekend resort, I just don't see a lot of power here. I don't see, and then this person down here has got maybe more like, this is a little rougher, more like camping or something. I didn't go, but I'm just not sure. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not sure what you're going to do about power. I'm not going to promise you there's power. And then here's another little place tucked right in on the river here. And that seems like a lot of homes to me to not have power. But again, I could not find a power line. Here's a shadow that maybe could be a straight line, a power pole. But I didn't see any power. So I'm just going to assert that there's no power here, that you'll have to figure out if you want power, how to bring it in, or how to get a generator here, or maybe this is just camping for you. But and there's definitely not going to be any water utilities down here. So think about an off-grid cabin, you know, or maybe you just want to clear out a camping spot and have a place to come and camp every weekend, and just build a little like your neighbor here did, with just a little kind of a little, I don't want to call it a hut, but just a little thing, you know, just a little kind of off-shelter, off-grid place. Man, I just think this is this is probably, I got to tell you, this is a really nice parcel. This is really one I would like to keep for myself and my family. But que sera, sera. We're in the business of selling land, and it's for sale. And so, you know, this is going to be a great place to hunt, to observe wildlife. This is just going to be a really nice parcel. Just kind of for food for thought here, just a couple other things. I sent the drone all the way to this wider spot in the river, and then I flew it down here. The flow of the river in this case is from south to north, so it actually flows in. So the hand is down here at the south. It actually flows in this direction, and that's because the river snakes its way around. And you know, here's up over to this direction to the east is that little town of Hogeye, and then it flows around here, and then this oxbow in the lake here, it flows from south through your property to the north. And so again, it's minutes from the turnpike here, and you know, you're so far out here that you would never hear another car passing, unless, you know, you might hear this farmer occasionally. But I would think there's going to be deer out here, eagles, hunting opportunities, wildlife opportunities, photography, camping, four-wheeling. This is just going to be a great parcel for all of your outdoor activities. Okay, so with that, this is the end of the intro segment. This is Tim Flood from Rural Land Watch, and bringing you a great, I mean a great, 15-acre parcel in eastern Oklahoma. Okay, thanks now. So I've told you guys this before, and the way I plot out these properties is I use what's called a KML file, and I make the KML file on Google Earth, and I color code it, and then I create a custom map in Google Maps with that same KML file. And then with Google Maps on your phone, you can navigate to anywhere. The problem in this case, the one time, is that the KML file has failed me. And for whatever reason, oh shoot. For whatever reason, the KML file has failed me. It's not color coded. So I can't see the exact property boundaries like we normally do. So what I'm going to do, again, you just got to imagine that 15 acres is 15 football fields. So I'm going to strike out across here through the woods because I want to show you the thing that I have to show you about this property is up here. A little bit marshy down in here. Obviously there's been quite a bit of rain. I've got my duffel bag full of electronic equipment. I don't want to just set it down anywhere. So you can see this is all very rural, undeveloped. If you wanted to clear this out like I showed you that other guy had his pasture, it would be a lot of work, but obviously it could be done. Not too much water in the creek. All right, we're gonna have to go out across this way. Okay, so here I am. This is the magic of this property. This is the Illinois River. And it's a little breezy out today, but you can see the river is just flowing. It's beautiful. Outside of the wind blowing, it's just perfectly silent out here. And as far as I can tell, I do have just a tiny little bit of signal out here. So you'd be mostly isolated from the rest of the world if you wanted that. But if you needed to get connected, you could probably put a booster and an antenna or something and still have access. But what a beautiful, beautiful view. And this is going to be far enough north, you're going to be able to miss most of the traffic on the river. I think it's going to be mostly quiet up here. I would think you're going to see all kind of wildlife. Now you can see over on that side, just from the debris line, from the trees and all, when it floods, it looks like it's going to go over to that side of the river as opposed to this. I'm looking and looking, and I do not see any kind of flood debris line on this side. I'm not promising you you're going to be out of the 100-year flood zone here. You are on a riverbank, and it is undammed and unchecked up until you get down to Lake Tenkiller. But just from what I'm seeing, that side over there looks lower, and from the way the trees are all laid down over, I'm going to say that if the river rises, it's going to go to that side. Again, that's just an observation. That's not a legal guarantee. But as I look around here, I will try and find and look for evidence of flood line on this side. Here's something interesting. So I can't tell exactly how fresh that is, but looks like that beaver has been working that tree. That's a big tree. Okay, so let's get the drone up in the air, and let's see what it looks like from up above.